Hello, Sirius here, and this is EU5, Europa Universalis. And we are going to play as the Aztecs. I find this region of Mesoamerica just very interesting during the colonial times. And I just think that, we are going to try at least to unify Mesoamerica and resist colonization, if at all possible. Alright, so this is not an easy start. We are a one location province right now, or country right now, and we are also a vassal to these guys. These guys are a lot more powerful than us, and they have more income, so there's that. But there's a couple things we can do. I'm gonna try to run through this as quickly as possible while also explaining what I'm doing. So, I've tried this a couple times. I have made some bad choices, some good choices, and I'm going to explain to you what I'm doing now with this hopefully final attempt, which is going to give me the best outcome as quickly as possible. So, I am going to go with the martial society because we want army tradition. We also want to stay belligerent because it is going to help us create the casus belli faster for everything. It's going to lower the war score cost, but it is going to lower our diplomatic reputation. So we are looking to mostly fight to gain territory rather than do it over the diplomacy route. Then next up, we're going to take the itinerant court because proximity cost through land being reduced means that we're going to have more control on our provinces, which is going to help us get taxes from our provinces. Next up, we're going to marry this lovely lady over here, because she is then going to become our ally much easier. This also gives us some prestige, and them some prestige, which is great. Okay. We have some buildings that are unprofitable. That's okay. We're going to start things off with organized religion because this is going to raise the... or maybe we're going to start with this. No, we're going to start with this because this is going to increase our research speed. And research is obviously what we need to do. As fast as possible. We are then also going to assign our leader, which I actually haven't talked about him much. He starts with Midas touched, so monthly prosperity, and he's also just, so it makes all the estates just 1% happier. And he's going to get another trait in 23 years, which that's going to take a while. Not sure he's going to be alive, but we are also going to make him the leader of the army for one particular reason. It is increasing our crown power. Okay, and I don't know what the deal is with that, but somehow the laws just disappear sometimes. And we have a polygyny law, so we might as well marry the other candidates here as well. This could have negative impact on the region as a whole because we have just snagged up the only royal wives, which means that maybe other rulers of our nature are of our culture are not going to have wives because they might not want to marry a peasant or like a burgher, anyone that's not noble or royal. So that could be a problem with, generations from now, there are not being enough royals to marry, but that's not a problem I want to deal with right now. Right now, I want to increase the chances of having good children so I can put them in charge of armies, and cabinet slots, and so on and so forth. Speaking of cabinets, let's assign cabinet members. So we have this guy. This guy's really good. I wish I could make him the army commander, but I can't. And I also can't ennoble him, which kind of sucks. But I will. We're just gonna choose him, right? So he's now going to stabilize the country. I'm also gonna make him the head of a cabinet because his stats are really good and it's gonna raise his efficiency by 25%. It's gonna cost a little bit of money, but that's okay. Then we're gonna also appoint Eskia here as the other cabinet member because at least the administrative ability is higher than our cabinet leaders and they have an okay diplomatic ability, which we're also immediately going to use to improve diplomatic relations. This matters because we want to raise our opinion with some of the countries around here so that we can vassalize them or potentially vassalize them down the line. We're going to make Itzokan our rival. There are some good benefits that sometimes come from them when I do that. We're just gonna have to get lucky. But other than that, I think there's no point in making anyone out here my rival because most of these people here are gonna not like me very much anyway. Like, for example, these guys. They're not gonna like me. And I am going to add everyone who is around this lake here. And I'm also gonna add, you know, these countries that I have marriages in. Okay. Next up, religion. Doom is something we're gonna struggle with for the whole game, probably. Because the Aztecs believe that the sun is gonna be swallowed by 1,000 moons by 1,000 shadows if they are not appeasing their gods. So this has some positive impact and some negative impact, but let's just say people are just going to go batshit crazy. We can pick a patron god out of our 6 gods, which we're not losing any of the benefits by picking a patron god. We're just getting the benefit of that patron god another time. If we pick Quetzalcoatl, which is going to increase our research speed, we also gain access to the pilgrimage to Chololan, which is where if you purchased the premium edition of the game, you're gonna see a temple here. We don't have that because, well, it's just a cosmetic and there's probably someone out there who's gonna make a mod for it anyway. So, and then in here we can also find the Reform Society. This is a long-term goal because we will need at least 20 locations, 5 subjects, and have completed all of our possible religious focuses. The religious focuses are here, with one at the very end here. So, I'm going to start with legal reform. You can look at all of them, right? So, tolerance of true faith down, pop conversion speed up, cost of court down. But so you always get a negative modifier while you're doing it, but then you get a reward when you're done. So cabinet efficiency up, that's really good. Manpower up, also really good. Army tradition decay down, also good. Slave rate efficiency is also pretty good. Getting another cabinet seat and 100% toward legalism, pretty good. And also, you know, the monthly doom is going to just tick down a little bit faster. And we're going to start with legal reforms because another cabinet slot is good for us because we want to have, you know, the ability to do more with our country. Alright, so that's gone, that's gone. We can close this and this building is just going to stay unproductive for a while. That's just how it is. Now we need to fix our economy a bit. We can start by just trading, and we could do this manually, or we just, you know, automate that, which is then going to export gold to a market where it is not as available as in our market, which gives us money, good chunk of it. Then we're going to tax everyone the maximum amount, other than these guys. And we're going to mint enough to at least be at, you know, 0. We're then going to lower how much we spend on our court. Take the army maintenance down, but we're going to keep this on. We don't have a navy, so let's turn that down. We're not going to maintain our fort, at least not at this point in the game, because if we get sieged at this point in the game in our capital, we have lost anyway, and we're gonna have to start over from scratch. We're not gonna spend anything on diplomacy, we're not gonna spend anything on food. All of a sudden you can see we're making a bit of money. And to further increase that, we are also going to increase our maize production. It is going to take 207 days to build this, and then we are going to make 0.65 profit from that. However, that is also going to go up a bit because currently maize in our market has a big shortage, so the price for it is actually going to go up. It is going to go up toward the target price of 1.4 ducats instead of the 1 base price. So the price is going to go up by 40% because we have a big shortage of it. This is not going to happen all at once, but rather a little bit every month. So I'm going to do this, and as you can see, we have exactly 1 cent less left. So I would say that we did everything perfectly with the budget that we have available to us at the beginning of the game. We're going to speed things up, and we're going to start. Oh, wait. One thing I forgot. We need to build a spy network. Almost forgot about that one. But yeah, we need to do that because these guys are going to try to annex us. However, just resisting the annexation is not going to give us the best outcome. Because if we just... Okay, rivalry, so this is these guys. So if we just resist the annexation with the casus belli that we get when they start to annex us, we're not going to be able to subjugate them into a subject of our own, so we're going to try to get a casus belli for independence instead, where we can make them our subject. We're also going to improve opinions with these guys over here, because we want to have them as an ally as soon as possible. Even though they're not going to be really able to come help us, I think they're at least richer than these guys over here. Yeah, their tax base is 0.91. Their tax base here is 3.85. So we want to have them as an ally because they're going to give us a little bit of money. Alright, also, I want to spend money on... I don't know why I wasn't doing that, but I want to spend money on stability because, you know, we need as much as possible. And we're going to tax everyone as much as we can. And I'm also thinking we're going to give privileges here, like treasury rights and so on and so forth. Although sometimes the game gives you events where you get that automatically, but I don't want to risk that. So let's give these guys the tax efficiency bonus for a little bit of a lowered tax rate for themselves. Also the interest for banks down. And we're making them slightly more happy. So there's that, right? So a bit happier. We can also make the clergy a little bit happier by picking expansionist zealotry. Or we could take religious administration or the religious advisory council. Personally, I lean more toward religious administration because communalism is something that I actually don't mind being. Even though, you know, army morale and migration speed are good, I prefer having the revoke privilege cost down and the estate equilibrium up. Spiritualism is also interesting, but yeah, I think think we're gonna go with this because our cabinet is something we're gonna want to be as efficient as possible. And now we wait for the game to throw us some random events. Some good, some bad. We're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna tax everyone a little bit more as we are able to. Okay. Okay, now we're suddenly losing money, so we're going to print a bit of it. Just enough so that we're not losing money. Okay, good government policies. So we can gain some stability or some legitimacy, or we just gain money. 9 ducats, 9.5, or 7 stability. I think the 9 ducats is going to give us more than 7 stability over time, right? Because I've already done the calculation for that with the pilgrimage, because we are spending roughly 1 ducat on 0.68 stability, or rather actually we're spending roughly 1 ducat on half of stability. So you can argue that for, wait, did I do the calculations wrong there? Because if we spend almost 1 ducat and we get half a stability, then for 7 stability we would spend 14 ducats. Okay, so actually this is better. 7 stability is better because we would normally spend 14 ducats on it. So we're going to take that. I think this depends a lot, obviously, on how much you're spending on your stability. At this point in the game, it was more beneficial for us to gain that money. It's also interesting to maybe take a loan and go on the pilgrimage to gain even more stability. Because right now, with how much we're investing, right? But that's actually gone down, right? So now we're investing less for half a stability. So we're just going to leave it at that. And we're going to lower our minting. Because we're just trying to. Alright, so this is bad because now we're going to lose the stability again. Or we're going to have to kill this guy, which we're just going to lose the stability. Oh well. Aren't we glad that we took the stability? Alright, now that we have a diplomat, we are going to increase diplomatic relations with this country over there, which I should probably... Oh, I already did add them to my ledger. Okay. So this is rising at the same rate, I think, as the diplomats. Right, we can pay homage, or we can just get prestige. And I think we don't currently need to lose any doom because we don't have any doom. So we're just gonna take the prestige. Alright, we're just barely breaking even here. How's the food? Food's okay. Alright. They're trying to annex us now, which... that's a lot earlier than I expected. But see, if we now declare war on them... it is saying that the resist annexation casus belli has a subjugate cost of minus 75%. But we actually don't get the option to subjugate them. Instead, we want to use this one. I don't know why it's having this these modifiers when we actually don't even get the option to do it. But oh well. So now we're gonna have to resist the annexation. It is saying it's gonna take 23 months. That is way too fast. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get this guy and change him to a different task. To sow disloyalty. This makes us a disloyal subject, I hope. Yes. No, wait. Oh yes, we are a disloyal subject, I think. No, we are not. Okay, so this guy's not good enough at this. Right, so we're gonna have to use our main guy for this. Actually, there's also frustrate annexation. So maybe this guy can do that instead. We're gonna risk waiting a month to see if that's gonna change this value. Nope. Okay. You're not making a difference, my dude. So this guy is gonna have to sow disloyalty. Because I don't know if I'm gonna get my Casus Belli before this ticks over. And we're just gonna take a little bit of a hit to our stability, but it's okay. Raise the taxes. That's always gonna that's always gonna help. Right, so now this is not progressing because we are showing disloyalty. Alright. So spy network is gonna be in 2 months actually, and we're not gonna have our diplomat by then. So we're gonna raise this to making sure we have our diplomat next turn, next month. And actually we're gonna lower our stability spending just for this 1 month, so we're breaking even. Alright, so they're annexing us again, even with this. So now we're gonna have to also change this to that, hoping that it's gonna stay this off. My goodness. Alright. And we have our diplomats, so now we can lower our spending again and raise this spending, and at least our tax base has been increasing. Okay, 22 months. Oof. We're just gonna have to try to get lucky here. Alright. So we can give them local burger privileges, which gives them more power, or we refuse, which makes them unhappy. You can see what bonuses you get from them being happy if you go here, because this gives us production efficiency and trade advantage. We currently don't really care so much for that. Giving them more power for 20 years, we shall reject them. Right, and we're just gonna wait for the next month. Alright, and now we can start creating our own Casus Belli. This one, Independence. It's gonna take a while. Thankfully, we are currently again a disloyal subject, so we can switch this over to diplomatic endeavors again. We are at 48%, so it's very close. Very close. And this is now going to take roughly, right, because it's 5% per month, this is roughly going to take 20 months, I think. Well, 19 months. Right, we're losing money. Taxes. Minting. mint a little bit more, and they started annexing us again. So maybe we need to just keep this over on this thing. So now we're just above it again. Jesus. All right. We can choose between making our peasants unhappy. So again, you can check them being happy raises the food production and lowers the stability investment cost. These guys being happy gives you prestige and counter Spanish. So we are going to actually make our nobility a little less happy, because these guys being happy gives us more bonuses. Food is okay. Okay, we are disloyal again. Okay, this is a constant battle to try and fight that. And we're just barely at the threshold. And it has nothing to do with the frustrate annexation. This is just making them have to spend more on the annexation. But I don't see it having much of a difference. Anyway, we're waiting for our diplomat currently. Yeah, I think we're just going to keep it at that for now, because we need to just wait for our diplomat. Okay, so there goes our research speed. And we're going down here. So more research speed from average literacy and so on and so forth. Because more literacy for the burghers also means more average literacy in our country, and this thing is back. Supposedly going to take 19 months. This is a close call. Tax, mint. It's a constant struggle here. Maybe we're going to bring this up actually. 17 months. Oh man. Why are you not doing this? Yeah, I don't see this actually doing much. Okay, we have a diplomat, and I think our opinion is high enough so that we can ask these guys to become our vassals. However, we also will need a diplomat to declare the war. But this is still a couple months off, so I think I'm going to cancel improve here. I'm going to also cancel improve there, right? Because this is now high enough for us to ask them to become our vassal. That's great because that's giving us a bit of income, so that means we can lower the minting. Alright, and there is the doom. Which, that is gonna help us tremendously because it makes us disloyal. Works in our favor. But it also makes us less stable. And it makes every estate more happy. So now we can actually, you know, go back to stabilizing the country. Wow, okay, even with the minus 20 here from the doom, that's right. But we can change this guy to sow disloyalty. Alright, see, works out. And we can stave off stability loss just a little bit by increasing the taxes and lowering the cost of court. That's definitely going to do it. Right, and we have a daughter. Actually, let's get her on our outliner here. Okay, we can lower the minting again. We're actually lowering the... or we are slightly lowering the inflation. We just need to really break even here. And yeah, let's look. Everything's looking okay, other than the fact that we didn't get a good commander this time around. So there's a chance we might not even win this war when we declare it. But we're still gonna have to try. Okay. We lose stability. Oh, great. But at least now we're still gaining it back. Right, more taxes. Less minting. Parliament is in session as well. Which we're just gonna hold off on that for now. Alright, we need to increase the minting again. And a little bit again. Oh boy. Alright. We now have the casus belli that we wanted to have. And we're also starving. So, spend some money on food. And mint as much as we can, because we're going to spend a lot of money on food this time around. And let's increase the tax just slightly. Not that it's going to do much. However, once we declare this war, our diplomatic spending is going to go down drastically. So, let us go ahead and cancel our spy network. Boop. And declare war. This is going to cost us almost all of our stability, but it is worth it. Also, their army is only 2,900 this time around. So, we're going to go ahead and declare this war. Alright, at this point I should probably save scum, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to power through this. Pray that the gods are in our favor. Okay. Maybe I should have raised the army maintenance a month before, so that we can get the morale up. But it's okay. Anyway, we're gonna raise an army, they're gonna raise an army. It's winter, so we might just wait for them to come and attack us. We're gonna have to see. So there's their army. There's my army. We're going to combine my army and... I don't know. My formations kind of suck because I can't seem to equalize these things. I don't know. I think I should try this instead. And we should probably walk over there and try to smash these guys before they get reinforced. Right, so that's perfect. And now we're gonna go back. And wait. So far, the war has seen 47 casualties on my side and 584 casualties on their side. So far, so good. And we still have most of our units here. I kind of don't like that, you know, we're burning through these. So maybe I'll put them there instead. And I don't know. This is not ideal. No matter what I do, this is just not ideal. But we're gonna keep it like this. And now we're gonna wait for them to come and attack us. Or should we? No, it's winter, we're gonna wait. All right, and yeah, we might as well just do the development right now. I don't see what else we have that we want to do. So we don't want to spend more money on food because we have all the food that we could need. And we also don't want to keep printing money. Maybe just enough to break even. There we go. We'll let time pass a little bit faster. Okay, so they're gonna come and attack us. Which that might go poorly, but it's the best possible scenario for us. Their flanks are mostly... Okay, so we might want to change our army around, considering that their strongest flank is on the left. And their second strongest is on the right. And the middle is actually their weakest. So, hopefully this is gonna mean that these guys are gonna crush their middle flank really quickly. And then we're gonna be able to help the other flanks. That is at least the goal. I don't know if it's going so well. It looks like it's going okay. Come on, guys, you got this. You got this. I believe in you. Jesus Christ. This is close. This is so goddamn close. Come on, guys, you got this. They're sending 26 more men. Oh, no. Okay, okay, you got this. Jesus. I think we're gonna win this, but it's gonna be really close. No, they have... Ah, Jesus Christ. Alright, let's see if we can get our allies to actually attach to us here. So our morale is really low, but we're kind of getting that back, and they've lost a lot of men. So potentially, maybe we can get that back. Oh, but we don't have military access. Oh man. Yeah, no, they're not going to allow us military access. Okay, so we can't actually get our guys back there. This is just ugh.